So we're gonna do, what build are we gonna do? We don't really care about the combo part of Power Shot, where you can move while you're in combo. So we're probably gonna go Moonshine build. So we'll do a Lucky Hat, Heartseeker, Moonshine, and see how that goes. So looking for Lucky Hat or Heartseeker, whichever one comes first. Hopefully have like some decent items to go with it. Anything decent. Let's see, what can we get here? Right, there's Heartseeker with a pickaxe, a slippery cloak, full plate mail. That's pretty decent. We'll take that. The extra armor is more attack power. Slippery cloak is just nice evasion. Definitely a good start there. Alright, let's run through the rest of this real quick. Should be pretty similar to like some of our other characters we've ran. Let me see what my statues are. Callus, Fairlath, Ozreth. That's fine. We have some evasion. We'll prioritize disarming, stunning, and poison in the shops that we find. So we're actually going to make sure that we put abundant shops so we can get the extra little chance to get even more shops. Or get the items we're looking for. So we'll quickly do that. General Trap, Topple Tower, Safe Corridors, Plentiful Gifts, Abundant Shops like we said. So gonna go Monoliths. They're like so good with primary characters. We're just gonna leave off Demolish Spawners. Lousy Consumables. Gonna be Overseers, gonna drop items. Okay, we don't need those three. Still only 20k, so pretty good. Go with that. Let's check out our chapel real quick. We're gonna Path the Defender. Blessing of Intellect. We might switch Blessing of Intellect with Blessing of Mind, depending on how our mana costs feel. But we'll start with the more damage. Lifesteal and Hammer. And last but not least, it is time to get drinks. So like I said, we're going to go Moonshine. Moonshine, Incinerate Demise, Overflowing Physique, Crazy Eye, and the last one, I might just go more Evasion. Honestly. Yeah, we'll just go full like Evasion, I think. We shouldn't really need more damage. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's gonna be our setup, and let's get this started. Oh, we just gotta make sure we actually lower it. 31, we are doing 20. So drop it down to 20. We need to sell a little bit of our gold. We'll just buy some ore for now. Oh, bless you. Oop, that's the wrong way. This one over here. Alright, and let's get started. So, let's see. Hey, how you doing? Glad to catch a stream. Oh, that gamer guy. Welcome, dude. I'm also glad you could catch a stream. Welcome. Got 2 blueprints in the same small room. Wait, why do we have a portal in here? Maybe we died on the last run, I forgot. Oh, that's right, we did the instant death run. And we made it to the second boss, and we haven't played Ranger since then. That's right. I almost forgot. Or I definitely forgot. What do you think of the flashlight item? The lantern? I think the lantern is awesome. I wish I could get it more, but it's epic, so it kinda doesn't exist in the game. Like, you'll get it once every, like, 10 runs or something, maybe? Ranger Super Squish. Once I get some damage, because I'm using Moonshine, it should be fine. Also, Spader, what's up, dude? Well, you got it 2 runs in a row. Dude, that's awesome. If you could actually get it every run, you could run Stab in the Dark with no drawbacks. And that seems super appealing, so I don't expect them to ever make it a blue item, but I would hope that there would maybe someday be like a pet that gives you an additional bonus for light radius, or maybe a drink that can be paired with Stab in the Dark to make it not as awful to play with. I'm trying to think of what else you could even do. You could have an item, a drink, a pet. What else am I missing? Also, we just got a disarm item. So that's going to activate our Fairlath statue. True, true. The only thing is you don't know you're going to get that item when you pick Stab in the Dark. So if there's some way you could like give up another drink slot or something to get some extra sight, I think that'd be great. Maybe one day. I think it would fit really well with the pet. If the pet gave you double like darkness radius, and you'd have like different pets you could choose from. So currently we only have ones that pick up gold and ore. You could have one that increases your light radius. You could have one that maybe identifies like where secrets are or something and like tries to like show you. There could be one that lets you keep your keys after a run. There could be one that reduces like your tax rate when you go back to town after a run. And so you'd be basically having an opportunity cost. You can only pick one pet at any time. So you have to decide, do I want the lower tax rate? Do I want help finding secrets? Do I want something to pick up my gold and ore for me? Do I want extra light? Kind of make it interesting. At least I think it would be interesting. Maybe you guys wouldn't care, but I think more options are always good. Especially if some can like change the way you play the game without like giving your character more power, just like nice utility type things. Like I wouldn't want to go, oh, this pet gives you a crit chance if you're close to it, or more potion effectiveness or something like that. Wouldn't want anything like that. Just little nice utility things. Yeah, that's the sad part. I got it on my Witch Hunter on the first run and then on Sorcerer. Yeah, the only time I've seen it, I got it off of the Act 2 boss. And obviously I wasn't running Stab in the Dark or anything like that. It was still an amazing item, because I mean every build in the game still does more magic damage than physical. It's a little closer in some builds now, but the magic penetration from the lantern is still like god tier, because it's 50%. By the way, the companions only got your max shooting range. They have a static range. It's not your max. They have their own max. Each pet has a different like leash range and distance they'll travel away from you. It doesn't really matter what character you're on. Yeah, so like the beetle has like a medium range, the raven has a small range, and the imp has the largest range. And then they all also have different speeds. Like I would say the raven is the slowest, but can fly over walls, can go behind locked doors. The beetle is the fastest, but it has like a lower leash range than, say, the imp. The raven is max shotting range. The raven is max shotting range that ranger got. I don't know what you mean. Basically, if you're on the screen, the pet will pretty much pick up anything on the screen, especially if you don't play zoomed out. We definitely want the Defender's Halberd. Let's take probably damage on primary. Actually, we can get 4 damage on primary, we can get 10 or 20 attack power, or we can get 14 attack power with the Great Helm, but also get some armor. Kind of like the defensive option here. Usually flat damage is more, so we're gonna go flat. We also could have gone Curios. There's like actually some pretty good options there. They're all about equal, but they're all good. I'm just gonna totally pass up the Blood Rite. I think Blood Rites are underwhelming, let's say. Wait, what? The Raven is max shotting range that the Ranger got. I'll give you some picture on Monday. Okay. I'll check it out then. So yeah, it's nice with the Moonshine build because as you get more items, your damage goes up. I mean, normally you just start with Wicked Sickness and you have the 200% damage. But with this build, you have to get some items, so you need 40 items to get that 200 damage, which brings you around the end of Act 3. But what's so good about this is you can get 70 or 80 items by the end of the game, so you're getting up to 300, 400% damage, 350 to 400 most likely. And spheres count double, so I think most runs we've ended around 80 if you count the spheres as double. Alright. Make sure your beetle gets the stuff, and then you can press the button. Got an epic item on Act 1. I'm sure I have before. I can't recall like exactly what it was. I know I've gotten like Soul Taker in Act 2 before. That was pretty legit. I've gotten like Sword of Kings off of the first boss and stuff like that. I'm only gonna sacrifice one item because we are running Markham's Moonshine, so we're just gonna get rid of our worst item, which should be this ring. Everything else has got some kind of use. And we got a sphere, so we traded 5% damage for 10% damage. Nothing wrong with that. We've been pretty lucky with the Gambler. Nothing like amazing has happened, but there's been often times where we get rid of like a regen ring and we get like an evasion item or a stun or disarm item, and it feels really good. Do we need to go over to the left? We're gonna check it out just in case. I don't know if there's a trap down here. There is not. There is nothing. Not worth. Well, got Sphere of Champions, Floor 2, Act 1. Oh, nice. That's a good one. That's the purple one, right? It's got all the damage. As long as you're playing a combo build. Would not be very good for me right now. Oh, we got hit by the thing. Didn't notice somehow. Yes, plus 60 damage. Nice. Hey Bleaks, would you recommend using the Moonshine builds over any combo variants once you... Would you recommend using the Moonshine builds over any combo variants once you get high level statues? Yeah, pretty much every build. There's some that I haven't tested yet, like the Wizard. And the Wizard has like some extra benefit from being in combo, where you can press meteors while moving. The Ranger technically has the arrow. Oh, you can use it while moving now, even if you're not in combo. So I'll have to test to see if you can still meteor while moving. For the Wizard, that would be one I would say you probably can't switch from combo. I've done Moonshine on Sorcerer, which I thought was going to be kind of brutal with like mana cost, but it really wasn't at all. It's very, especially if you're using the Hairy Magus. That drink just seems insane to keep your mana up. So it's as long as you can survive early game and get enough items to get the damage late game, it's just going to feel a lot better late game. And usually late game is all the deadly stuff. So if you have double the amount of damage going into Dragon than you normally do, you're just going to feel that much better that you can complete the run. So then at what level statues would you recommend switching from combo to Moonshine? It's hard to say exactly. I would say around NG+10 you can probably switch. NG+10 with statues probably around 10. You can at least try it out. But it's really up to you. Like, you can go as crazy or as not crazy as you want. I haven't got to the point where I've unattuned all the spheres and stuff in my anvil and only play Moonshine. I still have it to where I can play either the combo or the Moonshine build. I just like the idea of the Moonshine because you get an extra drink for pretty much free. You don't have to worry about the extra damage with Phonetic Eruption as far as like traps go. What else? You don't have to worry about all those times where like you don't get in combo, so you don't hit the 5% Phonetic Eruption with the luck and all that. Oh, we can gamble another item. What is our new worst item? Maybe Scroll of Magic. Could be the XP. Actually, I think it's just gonna be Vendor Coin. We don't actually need it. So we got another sphere, and we got a green sphere. Green sphere doesn't mean much to us, but it's still 10% damage, and it's a green item out of the pool. So if there's other green items we want more, then we'll be able to get that at least. Yeah, so I would say 10-ish. That's when you start reaching either 50% damage on most of the statues or 100% if you use an Ozref. Some statues are still fine, like you don't have to use, let's see, Faralath. You can just use Kyra if you want. You get the 20% increased damage, or increased attack speed, which is pretty significant. And you don't have to put levels into it. So you can always try it out and see how you feel about the build. Obviously you need something to replace Bolgarth. If you're running like Bolgarth, Kyra, Callus early, you'll just need something to replace Bolgarth with, and then you can basically try Moonshine. But I think Bolgarth is pretty good early because it does flat damage, but later it falls off. So about the time it starts falling off, you want another statue kind of ready to take its place, and then you can switch from Wicked Sickness and using combo to Moonshine. I'm still getting used to Moonshine as well, because like right now I feel like my damage is really low. Like it's taking me a little while to kill things. But I also know I only have 20 items, so I only have plus 100 damage, where I normally would have had plus 200 damage at this point. But I also know in the back of my mind that I'll get up to plus 400 damage, so that'd be really nice. Imp, what you got? An item. I'll take items. Scroll of Magic Missile. Just slowly working through all this, making sure we don't miss anything. I do wish the pets were like a little faster, because I feel like if you've been playing a lot and going after money all the time, you can beat your pet to almost all the money. Oh, arenas. I need to do arenas on this character eventually. I haven't done any on this guy. I don't know if it's really worth doing arena until like NG+20. I mean, it's always worth it if you're like dying. So keep that in mind. Scythe, 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 circle, circle, X, X, Y, Z, scythe, circle, X, Y, Z, alright. Cool, Scarab. Scarab's actually good here, because we have Incinerary Demise, so it's going to proc constantly. We don't leech off of it or anything, but it's just nice, like added damage. Bloodletter, we can get some bleeding and more damage against bleeding things. It seems really good. Could also just get 3-piece of the Journeyman's outfit. If you want to just go full tank. I think I want the green item. At least get it out of the pool. And we'll go the ones that give us armor and armor health. But we haven't attuned this yet. We didn't have stars before this run. So we'll attune that after this run. The same goes with the Bloodletter, because it's not attuned either. Which I probably should have thought about. But I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Just more free damage. So now we have a way to bleed, we have a way to poison, we have a way to disarm. Or no, our poison is still just from Ozrath itself, isn't it? We haven't found like a new way to poison. The Coated Arrow. But if we find a Magic Furnace, we'll probably just craft Coated Arrow off the bat, because I think that's going to be our best item for now. Which, I'm thinking the Magic Furnace is a little overpriced. We did our NG+57 Paladin run, and we crafted a Mage Bane in Act 5, and it was around 500 ore. The set item was 1000 ore, and we didn't have enough to actually do a set item. We barely had enough to do a Mage Bane. But it's just like, that's all the ore from the whole run, and we didn't really have enough to even make like a good item. So I think that might be like needed to tweak a little bit, because it does scale with NG level, the cost. And I think it also scales with what act you're in. I guess it might not scale with what act you're in, but it just means if I found it in Act 2, then I also wouldn't be able to craft anything. Because like a white item was like 100 ore. Scarab poisons, you're right, Scarab does poison, so we actually don't need to worry about it. Good call. I totally like forgot about that for some reason. Let's see, I've fallen behind them about 5, 10-ish on most characters. I think I am behind on what is being talked about. Are talking about the arena still? Oh yeah, okay. It looks like that got changed. Percent of attuned items or client, don't see that. Also the arena gold might be a little too high. Probably need to lower that a little bit. See, I never have mana, so I'm kind of thinking like maybe I should go Blessing of Mind instead of Intellect, because then I'd at least be able to Roots. I am spending mana like constantly on Flurry of Arrows, because it gives me evasion. So it's just all my mana that I get when I'm not walking, or even still when I'm walking, that doesn't get sucked up by Overflowing Physique. Just basically goes into Flurry of Arrows, which is fine, but if I ever need to do like a clutch root, I am unable to. And root's also DPS increase, because it gives you 25% armor reduction, which isn't like a huge deal, because we mainly do magic damage. But it's still something. If we could get it, we probably should. Hey. Stop that. Maybe like, we picked up the bulk of it before a beetle got over there. Let's see. I just had 2 bad runs with a thief where I died. I am taking a break to try the paladin. Did a good run in. And God, does it feel so much better. Paladin still broke. Yeah, Paladin's pretty good. I mean, they only lowered his effective health, essentially. They lowered it in 2 different ways. But he's still fine. Some people, if you're like really high NG, I think that that's where the scaling change really like affects you. Like I know someone that's NG 90 on their paladin and they actually can't play their paladin anymore, because they can't survive Act 1, Floor 1 without dying. So that's kind of an issue. I'm not really sure how they can solve that. Where it's like the game was hard, and then they came out with the Pyramid of Prophecy DLC, and the game got really easy, and people pushed really high. And then the game got hard again, and so now no one can get to where the people could get to when the game was easy. And that's kind of weird feeling, right? You can never like achieve what other people have already achieved, because the game is just too hard now. But those people still have those characters and get all those bonuses. It's kind of weird. I mean, one solution is like just don't worry about what other people are doing. Do your own thing. But it's just kind of one of those things that I think is kind of awkward with all the changes and changing back. That's why I personally feel like there should be caps on guild titles again. You just raise the cap every time they come out with like a new patch or DLC or something. So like maybe right now the cap would be NG+20. So even my character is like almost 60. I would just lose that extra guild hall bonus, which I think would be fine. And I would try to see if I could get like all my characters up to NG+50 without having paladin, you know, like super high. And I think that would create some interesting gameplay and just a nice situation in general. Because then you also wouldn't have to worry about balancing too much, because unless everyone's able to get 60 really easily, then it wouldn't be like that big of a deal. It'd be like, alright, well now you get Paladin to 60, good luck trying to get everyone else to 60, and you could still play beyond 60. There would be no issue with that. If you wanted to, you know, go for prestige or have some NGs already done before the next content comes out, so day 1, you know, it goes from 50 to 60, you know, you would already be at 60 or something, I don't know. I think it could work, and then that kind of ties in with maybe you could have a leaderboard and new players that came into the game that want to compete on the leaderboard could actually have a chance, because the way it is now, if you're a new player, you can never achieve the NG levels that people have achieved on Paladin at this point, which feels kind of weird. Pretty awkward. So I think if they capped it or made like another game mode that has a cap, that'd be pretty cool. But then no one wants to be nerfed, so maybe the answer would be make another game mode that has the leaderboards. You could have like everyone start off with a fresh town. The cap is like NG+20 or 10 or something, whatever people can agree on. And then maybe statues are also capped at like 10 or 20. And once everyone has everything capped, they can all compete on the leaderboard, see who can get 30, 40, 50, whatever, without actually getting any more statue levels, without getting any more NG levels on your character. I think that could be pretty interesting, keep people like involved in the game, maybe bring some more people to the game that want to actually compete on the ladder. I'd be interested in doing something like leagues that season or PoE do. Yeah, the only thing with that, and that's kind of what I'm basing this off of, is a league like that. How long would you run the league, and what would be like, because how much time would it take you to get everyone to, let's just say like NG+20 is the cap, how long would it take everyone to get to NG+20 and level 20 statues with all the blueprints and everything again, all the town upgrades, and actually be able to compete on the leaderboard? And would people want to do that like every 6 months, every year? Or maybe just forever, because if you just had a cap, it wouldn't matter until the next bit of content came out, and then you could just raise the cap from 10 to 15 or 5 to 10. So like if they introduced it tomorrow, you could just say NG5, and then they come out with the next DLC, you know? Wrath of the Necromancer or something, you know? And they just raise it from 5 to 10. And everyone can play all their characters up to 10 and see how high they can get on all that stuff. We want evasion for sure. I think we're just gonna go for flat damage on primary. We just need damage, don't we? So we'll go damage, and this is also damage. Damage and damage, that's fine. Let's see. For a monthly reset on a dungeon where all starts on level 1. Missed chest left side. Too late. Oh well. I was too deep in thought. Missing chest. Oh, we got the forge we were talking about. I'm not sure people who are unhappy because they can't play are at the same... Wait. I'm not sure that people who are unhappy because they can't play at the same high NGs anymore would be happy with being capped as a solution. That's what I was thinking, like, you could do like another game mode. Because, yeah, those people... It's weird, because, like, they can't play, but they would be unhappy if you changed it. So it's like... I don't know. It's like a weird situation. Oh, we can actually craft one of these. We can craft a blue item if we want. Oh, but it can't be a set item. Well, that's awkward. Unless we find some more... We'll craft a mage bane. Let's just craft a mage bane. It's kind of lose-lose. I don't think a new game mode is lose-lose. New game mode would be optional, everything else would kind of still exist, and you could cap in the new game mode that would exist, like, beyond your profile. So you could play like this game mode that is like unlimited NG, or you could play the other game mode that would be, you know, seasons or capped NG or whatever. So you would always have this to where people could always play it if they wanted. We didn't do anything to your characters. But the new game mode would have a leaderboard, so if you wanted to compete on the leaderboard, you had to play in the new game mode. Well, that would be good, but who wants to farm all the things they did on the other game modes? People that want to compete on the leaderboard. People love competing on the leaderboards. People want prestige. But to have prestige, you have to have, like, integrity in the game as well. So you have to fix, like... Obviously, you couldn't play with mods. It'd have to be, like, solo, duo, trio, quad, unmodded. You'd have to fix profile manipulation. That's what you have to fix. All that kind of stuff. And as the character is saved on your PC, that can be duped. And then the leaderboard is going to shit. Well, I mean, they'd have to fix all that. They'd also have to fix, like, the issue with the hackers and, But it's modders and all that. There's a lot of issues, but I mean, I think it could help with like creating a competitive like scene. Not like a esport or anything, but like a competitive nature to the game that would keep people invested in it and maybe bring more people to it. Because it's kind of not a super popular game, but it has a lot of potential. I think part of that is people get to the point where they start farming high NG and they're like, well, I can spend another like 2 or 3 hours to farm another, you know, 5 attack power, but why would I do that? I can just go play like another game. But if there was a reason, like competition, they would continue to play. Yeah, but they're going to make it at least have intention to do something like that in case they make a leaderboard. I don't know, I'm just saying, like, you would have to fix some things before you could do a leaderboard for sure. But I think the end goal is pretty nice. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Is that like completely absurd? You guys like it? You guys hate it? Because we kind of designed it in a way where like it wouldn't affect anyone if they didn't want to participate. Yo, GD Reflections with the follow. Dude, I appreciate it. Is it bad that I like playing with mods? I don't think so. You can play the game however you want. Like, the mods are unique, classes, not cancer, like infinite HP. Yeah, the only thing, like, the only distinction I was making with, like, you'd have to fix an issue with mods is you can't have a leaderboard and have mods exist at the same time, because people can just make whatever mod to, you know, cheat the game, essentially. So to keep integrity on the leaderboard, you couldn't allow, like, modded profiles. It just wouldn't make any sense. I like modded mods too, but it's really hard to find the other people that play with them. It seems like people are like all or nothing as far as mods go. Oh, there's the follow. Took a little while. There's the notification. You like the astrologer mod. Let's jump through here real quick. Gold chest. Let's try not to miss any more chests this run. Every chest we miss is a little bit of damage, in addition to whatever the item does. Nice, Seal of Souls, just free 100% damage. But it also probably means we don't have Pennant of Penance, what's it called? Attuned. Miss an item, come back and kick your butt. I'm trying not to miss any items. Also, Zoo ABC 9 GAD. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Appreciate it. I'm sure the notification will go off any moment, but yeah, I'm not gonna wait on that. They're slow sometimes for some reason. There we go. Streamlabs have been a bit buggy with that. Yeah, I was thinking about switching over to Stream Elements, but I like the aesthetic of Streamlabs. And I'd have to reset up everything, which is kind of annoying. But I might try to do it just in case. I can like slowly work on it. And then one day just switch. Not that you guys would notice any difference. Maybe the notifications would be faster. It doesn't look like that one's ever going to go through. think it's a Twitch issue. That's just like a crazy issue to have. Like the whole platform is based off of it. Off of like follows and subs. It's like, that thing breaks, it's like a huge deal. Also, I don't have my stream labels open. Maybe that's part of it. Alright, open that real quick. I don't think it affects this kind of stuff, but we'll just have it just in case. So what are you guys up to? Also, like, what other stuff would you guys like to see in the game? How do y'all feel about, like, different aspects? Like, I personally feel like there's more that they can do with pets, like I was saying. I think Arena has a long way to go. I would say some of the items can probably be revamped. Maybe even... Blood Rights probably already needs a revamp. It's kind of underwhelming. Magic Forge is probably too expensive, if I had to guess. At least at high NG. A Buick's class. If I had to make a class, it'd basically just be a druid at this point. But the druid wouldn't have any like of its own abilities. You would choose a left click from all the left clicks in the game. You would choose a right click from all the right clicks in the game. You would do the same for your Q and E and then your passives. So if it didn't exist in the skill tree on like as this slot, you couldn't grab it. But you could grab like sword with flurry of arrows, and then this passive could be the one where you throw the torch from the witch hunter, and this one could be whirlwind, or this could be smoke bomb, you know? You would build your own class, and there'd be like millions of combinations, maybe not millions, but hundreds of combinations. I think that'd be pretty cool. You could do like some wacky stuff. Like, oh, I want some CC I'm gonna build. Okay, do I want passive stun? Do I want a smoke bomb? Do I want like a chance to freeze? Slap that into my build. How do I want to do damage? Do I want to be a melee person? Do I want to be a ranged person? Do I want a movement, like speed effects? Do I want block from the paladin? Just build your own character. You can build like some super tanky character that's like block with smoke bomb with like, I don't even know, stuns and that's probably more like a mod thing, but I think it'd be really interesting. And probably not balanced at all. Yo, get out of here, mage. King's Regalia, huh? King's Regalia. How about that? Armor of Kings. Let's see. Some of the items need to get changed as the higher NG you do. What do you mean? Like what item specifically? You're talking about like item revamps, but just like the 15% health and some items when you get 1300 health. It's like 1.2. Oh, I see what you're saying. Or like low level when you have 60 health, but you find an item that gives you 50 health, that's like a huge deal. 25% of your health, but later in the game it doesn't really give you anything. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see them changing some stuff like that. Some things where they have like flat damage, you would add to percent damage or something. I would say like Some items are probably a bit overpowered. One thing that comes to mind is the... what's the name of it? The Bracers of Quickness gives you 20% attack speed attuned. But... wait, let me think of what I want. I think I want Skull, Smasher, and we'll just take Curios. It gives you 20 attack speed attuned, right? And the 3-piece King set gives you 25% attuned. So I want to say that 20% attack speed is pretty crazy on that one item. Yo, Drunk Hobo, what's up, dude? Anything new pop up? Or can we just continue on? Looks like we can just continue on. I also think they should probably change Boots of Freedom back to a rare. It's kind of weird that they made it an epic. It doesn't feel very epic. Playing my favorite class. Ah, the good old Ranger. We're actually able to like catch up with ore for the Magic Furnace because we started with a pickaxe. We found a Markham Stone pretty early. Pickaxe. Markham Stone, yeah. Alright, what else do we want here? So we have one piece of Kings of the armor. We could go for the 4th piece of Duelist. Just throw away the 200. Do we want to throw away 200 though? Seems like a lot. Assassin's Dagger would be pretty good. It's only 50. More chances to crit. Also the Braces of Quicksilver, or Quickness. Let's get the more crit, because that gives us 2 more chances to crit. So we'll be able to get, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8? Whatever 8x crits are called. Octacrits. Should be huge damage. Ranger's your favorite class. What's your least favorite again? Also Z-Files, do you have a least favorite and favorite yet? Witch Hunter / Priest. Jup. Don't leave us hanging. Let's hear it. What's the favorite, least favorite? Amulet of Vengeance, huh? But our combo is disabled. How do we use this item? We can just run through? Yeah. It does a lot of damage. Should we even try this lightning trap puzzle thing? We've been notorious for failing it. Is it even worth trying? Gladiator's pretty low on the list. Favorite is the Paladin. One I don't like to play is the Warlock / Wizard. Yeah, they're pretty squishy. Sounds like you like the tankier classes. Yeah, I feel like Wizard's kind of in a weird spot too, because I don't know, it feels better to just run a Paladin run and get the attack power and resist. Or not Paladin, Warlock. Whereas Wizard, you have to really try, and all you get is the 5 attack or skill power. Those are levels looking. 120? We're already done. Okay. So we just need to jump through portals and like actually go fast. We're just kind of cruising. see. I feel like we have a great thread coming soon, so I don't really want to try the lightning trap. I don't want to, like, I don't know, have to record it on the phone or watch back the stream and do all that, waste time. So we're just gonna skip it. We're just gonna do this. Ignore it. So we've ignored 2 items accidentally. 1 accidentally, 1 on purpose. I think we'll be fine. What are we up to now? We're up to 51 items. Okay, darkness is first. You like burning the things? Alright. Sweet. Alright, next up is Decay. You could change the strat between if you're doing the top one, the Illuminati one. I think it's the I don't even know what it's called actually anymore. Transformation? I guess it's not the Illuminati, it's the Triforce. But I kind of like just going back and forth in the middle for all of them. But you could change it depending on how you feel. Or you could actually try to like hide behind pillars and kill that way. Yeah, boss has changed a lot. Oh, Duke Signet Ring. Thanks for the heal, bro. Thanks, Duke. What's the cooldown on that? Am I gonna have it back up for next time? That'd be kind of cool. With a cooldown of 10 seconds, I sure hope so. Yeah, how do you guys feel about the new Watcher changes? I think my biggest complaint is that you don't get XP from the little dudes. Nice, got him. Didn't even pop my Signet Ring. I don't care about the XP, the fight is less boring. Alright, cool. I hate it. Why do you hate it? Oh, we got the popcorn ring. You guys hear that popcorn? Pop pop. Other than the XP, it's a big improvement. I'd agree with that. It is just like different, right? Where you can't hide behind pillars, you can't hide in like corners as well. Well, you can hide behind pillars, but you can't just like stand in the corner. You can't do like the stuff with the wizard where you like, what do you do? You stand in like a certain area, like a U shape, and you stand your back against the wall, and you just drop meteors, and everything tries to come into the U shape and dies before it can actually get to you. You can't do like strategies like that anymore. I think it's more in line with how you're supposed to fight the boss, but you can still do the tank strategy. At least now. It'll probably drop off at some point. Popcorn ring, dude, I love the popcorn ring. It's just so funny. It like actually sounds like popcorn popping. Also, another thing, since we just found Markham's, we're talking about it. How do y'all feel about the Markham's nerf? Three items instead of 4 items. Yeah, it seems like you can't survive. If you can't survive the boss fight, you probably couldn't survive Act 3 and Act 4. What nerf? So if you look at the Markham set bonus, yeah, it costs 4 items now instead of 3 for the first part of it. Poppin' popcorn though. So yeah, about Markham's, I don't know if it was worth nerfing. I think the whole set is basically a noob trap in general. I found 3-piece kings now more than I find 4-piece Markhams, which is kind of weird. I don't think it was really necessary because they also nerfed like the NG scaling, or buffed it depending on which way you want to look at it. They made NG scaling more brutal, more taxing. They nerfed Path of the Defender, and then they nerfed Markham's, but they claimed that the Markham's nerf was because of the Magic Forge, makes it too easy to get. But from what I've seen, at high NG, you don't have enough ore to even buy said blue items, so it hasn't made Markham's any easier for me to get. Not that I would even consider buying it from the Forge, because I think it's a noob trap. I think there's always something better to get until like super late game when there's nothing else to get. I don't know, curious what you guys think. Yeah, unless you got 4 item already. Yeah, right, unless you just had 2 or 3 items and you just tackle on the last one. I don't know, I always want like Mage Bane, or early game I want like stun, disarm, poison items usually, more evasion. Then from there I'm looking for like Mage Bane, maybe like Piece of Kings, but I doubt I would. I'd probably get an old map before I did like Piece of Kings, because I also want ore to bring home to actually upgrade my statues. We probably should have saved some enemies. It's kind of okay. I may have to potion. No, we don't have to potion. Should have dragged some enemies over there. We're actually taking time to do it how it's supposed to be done. But who wants to do that, right? Well, just ignore the disarm. Well, I just ignore the disarm item most of the time? What? That item is insane. You shouldn't ignore that item. Especially if you're playing a primary build. It's super good. Like, it's kind of a defensive item. It's one of the best defensive items. They literally can't attack you. If you attack fast enough, they never get their weapon back. Literally can't attack you. I should ignore you then. You can ignore me if you want. Other people do. You too. You can too. Don't let your dreams be memes. I'm just saying. I mean, ultimately, you play the game how you want to play it, my man. I notice monsters die too fast. Eventually, that item will become important to you. It may not be now, but at some point, it'll become effective. When monsters get tankier, and they actually get to the point where they can hit you, you want to be disarming them. It's only for a primary build, right? It doesn't really mean anything if you're a skill build. Like, it's kind of like a side grade. Like, sure, you can maybe get some disarms off with like the wizard or sorcerer sometimes. More sorcerer than anybody else. And I guess like witch hunter. Even warlock. Yeah, item's great on everyone probably but the wizard. Popping some popcorn. Man. No, do the other one. There we go. Like, I'm not ready to do the regular way. Alright. Beetle didn't want to pick up the rest of that ore. He picks up one piece. Come on, Beetle. You were the chosen one. How could you do this to me? Alright, We should just kind of scan for elites, make sure we don't overpull and kill ourselves, but things look good. We probably could have sped this run up a lot, actually. Ooh, Markham's. That's 3-piece, actually. I got baited in thinking, oh, that's 4-piece. Okay. Well, we just naturally got 4-piece anyway. Maybe this is the rare case. This is actually the first time we've gotten 4-piece since the DLC came out, so... Or at least I think so. If you're watching all my YouTube stuff, yeah, let me know if I've gotten it before. Any real difference between the Beetle and the Imp? Yeah, a little bit. The Beetle is faster, but has a shorter range. The Imp is slower, but has a longer range. That's like the main thing. I think most people basically say the Beetle is better than the Imp. Because of the speed. Speed is kind of everything at this point, I think. Oh, we can actually still get some items. Sword of Kings? Yes please. Oh, we got our Blood Dagger. Pretty nice. Lucky Horseshoe. We'll just go Gloves of Warding. There's not really anything to get here. Could go Construct to get the 10% more damage, but I'll just take the defense. Nothing wrong with more defense. Not dying is a form of winning. Yeah, the speed and the range. There's like more like technical stuff to it, but it's really just the speed and range. Like, technically they all have different leash ranges in addition to their like pickup range. Oh, it's the other way. But I don't think you really have to worry about all that. NFT, huh? Oh, I didn't pick up the ore. See, Raven would have picked up that ore, but Beetle picks up so much more than the Raven doesn't. Oh, and 4-piece Tricksters as well. How do we always get the most insane items on the Ranger runs? Every time, it's like 3-piece Kings, 3-piece Markhams, at least, and then full Trickster set. Ranger's got like some built-in. Ranger's best class, that's why. Yeah, it might be. There was like one of the, I think it was like our 15 or 16 run. Like 15 to 20, every run was like 3-piece Kings, 5-piece Markhams, 5-piece Markhams, 3-piece Kings, full Trickster, like the Mage Vein Shieldbreaker. It was just insane. I don't know why Ranger always gets hooked up like that. Ranger is sweet. I'm kind of sad that the Callus statue exists, because it would make the Ranger better if that statue didn't exist. Because I can almost make an argument that I should never play the Ranger, I should just play Paladin instead, until I get to the point where I can't play Paladin anymore, because he just gets one-shot, which I've yet to find that point in the game. Because at statue level 20, the 5 armor from Paladin also gives you the 5 attack power. Instant death. Yeah, instant death will kill the Paladin for sure. It's one way to kill him. Oh, we got a gift as well. Where's the little bugger? Wow, he is hiding. What's up, dude? Some keys? Ace key? Alright, we'll see if we actually get to use your ace key. Paladin's boring. I agree. I don't know if I find it boring because I've played it more than any of the other characters, because you can do way more with it, or if it's just actually boring. I guess it's boring like how successful and how easy the Paladin is. It's like, yep, you just charge around, you have to kill stuff just to get XP, you don't really care about anything else, and yeah, that's all you really do. You don't die fast, and nothing else dies fast. I think some well-balanced characters, probably the Thief and the Sorcerer, they just have a really cool kit in my opinion, since they both have like high damage, CC. Thief at least has like movement speed, he has a stun on command, which is nice. Whereas like the Sorcerer just kind of freezes everything, which is also nice. And he has a stacking defensive ability as you cast more and more skills, which is pretty cool. Also he has like built-in clear speed because he shatters. They have like some interesting kits. There's like a lot of the other characters I could easily delete like a couple of their abilities and I wouldn't be upset. Like the Ranger, I could delete this arrow thing. I don't really care about it. I don't know what I'd want instead at this point, but it could just be deleted. Wizard, the flamethrower, there's like some niche uses for it, but I think it could be deleted and replaced with like a movement skill, like Flame Dash or something. Be pretty amazing. I guess even the Sorcerer, I could get rid of the Comet, even though it's kind of nice to freeze on demand. I rarely use it. So if that got changed into like a Blink, oh, that'd be amazing. Blink on Sorcerer would be hilariously good. Especially if you could like go over walls or something. Like if you could blink from here to there. I don't even use Fire Breath skilled up or Comet because I never use them. Yeah. So it's like, those are two skills. I don't ever use Arrow, so I could probably unskill it. I just kind of have it, so I haven't ever undone it. The only time I can actually use it is when I have Endless Potential, which is very rare. And still it's like a cast time and everything. I guess it's not that bad of a cast time. Maybe there'll be a point where I use it again, because it penetrates... What's it do? The arrow ignores... Just the arrow ignores 50% resist and are fully charged after 1 second. If only it put a debuff on the target that reduced their magic damage by 50%, then you could actually weave it into your rotation to do more damage against like really high target things, really high damage targets. Oh, Incredible Strength. Alright, we're gonna go kill Thunder Snow with Incredible Strength, because, yeah, why not? I just use it for a first shot on bosses. Oh, that makes sense. Because it's probably your highest damage. Like, single skill. But it may not be, depending on like your gladiator levels and how much attack power you have, because it doesn't scale off attack power. So it really depends like your levels of stuff, if it's actually worth it. It is like super long range, so I wouldn't say it's not worth it. It's possible that it's better to just do like an arrow instead. Hey, Bursters of Quickness right before Thunder Snow as well. Heck yeah. Like I'm telling you, Ranger always gets hooked up. The only thing we're missing is like third piece for Kings. Yeah, we only have 2-piece Kings. Maybe we'll get Crown of Kings out of the Ace chest. We'll have the 3-piece Kings with the extra HP as well. You can also snipe turrets. You have further range than it has. Oh, never mind, we have equal range. Never mind, we have equal range. How long time will it take for you to kill Snowden? I don't know where Snowden is. I don't know if anyone does. Spirit Cloak, that one's also pretty good. Thunder Snow. I don't know, a few seconds, probably. I'm not gonna stand still, so I'm not gonna attack as fast, because I'm worried about, like, him breathing on me. I don't know, what was that, like 8 seconds, maybe? Oh, I should have seen how many items. Actually, I think I can look it up in the stats. Let's see, 291 million damage done. 46 was physical, 244 was magical. And the run took 55 minutes. We played kind of slow. Let's see, items found 53. Items purchased 21, so we had somewhere around 74 items at least. Items crafted 1, so I'd say 74. 74-ish, probably. Yeah, that is Thunder Snow in like 8 seconds. Let's see, we need to attune this, because it's a new item. What else do we want to attune? Anything? Blood Letter. There's only 5 new items, so we should be able to tune everything. Enough penance. Okay. And last but not least, I think it's just Mail of Thorns, because it actually gives armor now. So, sweet. Mail of Thorns. So we have 2 extra stars. We might throw that in the bestiary at some point, but not worried about it for right now. Anyway, that is the Ranger NG+20 Moonshine run.